Hi!
Hi.
I'm so excited. I am Christy Hensley with Homeward Realty, and this is Morgan Miller. Where did my screen go? There we go. This is Morgan Miller. She is with First Service Bank. She is our lender today with Live with a Lender. We're going to do it on Thursdays. I don't know how often. Haven't gotten that far yet. I don't even know if I ate breakfast. So we will work with that until we go. We posted last week about doing questions. What questions do you have for a lender? Where do you start? What do you do? What's it for? And we got an overwhelming response through Messenger primarily, and so we narrowed it down to start with how to start. That's a great place to start, right? Don't you think so?
Yes.
Because you just feel like you get all kinds and so many questions, and maybe just knowing where to start would be a good indicator of what's next.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well, I'm Christy. This is my friend and mortgage lender, Morgan. I just so thankful that you were able to come today. I know that the bank probably already misses you, but you'll be back shortly, right?
Yes, I
Perfect.
will. Thank you for having me.
So, what's the market look like right now?
Right now it's crazy. We still are locking in rates low threes.
And that's good. Low three
Yes.
is good. Okay.
Yes. Maybe not as good as it was in 2020. We got really low in the twos, but right now, we are still locking in the threes. Predictions for next year are that they could go up a little bit. We truly don't know how much, but
Who does know? Does your boss make up that number? No.
No, it just depends on the economy and
Okay.
and all those things.
So like
you
the
truly,
big wigs are the
Yes.
ones who deal with that. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So you can't just go in and change it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. So we bought in 2018. We bought a house. The rate was like 5%. So I'm assuming the people that got it at 2 now are like doing a happy dance last year.
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Me being one of them. So.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's good to know. So next year, the thought is that they could go up a little bit more.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if they'll go up back to 5 or anything like that, but they will probably go up next year. That is the prediction, but you never know.
It's kind of like gas prices. We don't know what
You
it'll
never
be.
know.
Yeah, we just ride the wave with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's a great start. A few questions that we had. Let's pull up our little cheat sheet. Always have a cheat sheet. When should I meet with a lender?
So you would need to do that in the very beginning.
Okay.
Because I would be able to help you figure out what kind of loan type you want to do. There are different loan types, and which one that you would qualify for and which would best fit you.
Okay.
And to know what you are exactly qualified for. You want to know what you're pre-approved for so you can go out and look for houses in that price range. So I definitely say, but before you get ready to go look, you need to meet with a lender and make sure that you've covered all of your bases with what kind of loan type is going to be best for me and the amount of what I'm pre-approved up to X amount of dollars.
Okay. So before I look on Zillow, I need to go and speak with a lender to see where to put even my base range. Because when you pull up Zillow, it comes from land at 10,000 to I saw a realtor friend post yesterday. She has a $1.2 million. So to where you can like have a gauge.
Right.
Don't even do that yet. Go see what you can afford.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How long does that process usually take?
Not very long. Once you apply, we at First Service you can apply online, and normally once we have all of your documentation, we will need your income documentation, so pay stubs, tax returns, things like that.
Okay.
In order to see what you're pre-approved for. 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
It won't take very long at all once you provide us with what we need.
Okay, so I only need to delete the Zillow app for like a day.
Yes.
And then I can get right back to
Yes.
it. Okay. I did not know that years ago when we bought our very first house, I didn't know anything about things like that. And my expectation of what we could afford and what we could really afford after like things were rolled into the payment was a lot different. So that's good to know that y'all can do that up front to give us an idea of where we stand before even trying to get our hopes up.
Right, because some people come to me and they're like, okay, I think I'm approved for, this X amount of dollars, but then they also want to know what their payment is going to be. And then they realize, like, I can approve you for up to, say, 400,000, but then I tell them what their payment's going to be, and they're like, oh, wait, no.
Pump the brakes.
I
I
don't
don't
wanna do
want
that
that
anymore.
payment. Just kidding.
Yes.
So that's a great point, too, because $400,000, and I know on Zillow, specifically, it's not correct whenever it
Not all the
gives
time.
you. Yes, it's not generally correct. So don't use Zillow as a lender. Okay, I got that. And it will include, you will be able to give them the fees and stuff to where all of that's rolled in and you know exactly what it is.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, well, that's a great start. How do you know how much you're qualified for? That was another question we were asked.
So that would be, you giving me your income docs. So
Okay.
those are one of the first things that I'm going to ask for is your last 2 years tax returns. I'm going to ask for your most recent 30 days pay stubs, and we will go from there.
So those are the standard. You need
Yes.
30 days of pay stubs, 2 years of tax returns.
Yes, with your W-2s.
Okay. And W-2s. Okay. So 3 things. That's
Right.
We can find that.
Yes.
That's perfect. Okay, so whenever you get the pre-qualification letter, or whenever you are figuring out how much you're qualified for, you get the qualification letter then, and then you can show your realtor and be
Yes.
like, "Hey, I was qualified for X amount.
Yes. That is
Let's
exactly
look."
right.
It is really so it could 24 or 36 hours,
Right.
not including holidays or weekends.
Exactly.
So what's the catch? Why is that not the most like normal thing people do? Do they just get something and see something and get excited?
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that for me, I am such a visual person. I see a house and I want to do it right then, and then I'm knocking. Hey, you done yet? Hey, you done yet? Hey, you done yet? And I haven't even sent you the docs yet.
Right.
So having the system and the plan in place to know how this is going to go down and to know what's feasible for you is so important, and it will make the process so much smoother. So those are great points. So whenever you do the pre-qualification letter, has my credit been pulled already?
Yes. So
Okay.
when you apply online, unless you tell us you don't want us to pull your credit, it will automatically, it's going to pull your credit. Now, I cannot actually give you a pre-qualification letter until I pull your credit, because we normally say 640 and above for
640. Okay.
for the credit score. We can do some between 620 and 640. Usually those are on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
Usually when we see those lower credit scores, we do an FHA loan.
Okay.
Those are the ones that can usually qualify. Conventional doesn't usually qualify with those low score, but you never know. It's case-by-case basis. So rule of thumb, we just tell people 640 and above.
Okay. And if someone comes in and their credit score is like 580, do you know how to make it better to where they can get to the 640?
I mean,
like, could you give them
yeah.
a process? Be like, this is what could get you here.
Yes. So
Okay.
I can give you tips on how to increase that. Obviously, there are different variables that go into that. So, it's not an exact science.
No.
But most definitely can give you tips and go over your credit report with you and let you know kind of where you're lacking and what you need to improve on.
Okay, so that's great. So anyone that doesn't even keep up with it, they at least have the ability to say, okay, this is my start, and this is in 6 months could get me here, however long it takes.
Right.
So that's great. So how does it affect me when buying? So when I'm buying a home, how does that affect my credit score?
So your credit score, it is going to affect the rate. So when we get ready to lock in a rate for you, that score, if you have a lower score, we can still probably do the loan for you. It's just you're going to have a higher interest rate than, say, your neighbor down the road who has an 800 credit score.
Okay.
That is the main thing, is just rate. So when you get down to locking in your rate, that credit score, you want it to be higher. That way you get a lower interest rate.
And this is the same rate you were talking about a while ago that is currently in the low 30s?
Yes.
So someone with a credit score that needs some rehab, it could be higher than the low 30s, right? Okay.
Yeah, so if you're, say under 680, between 640 and 680, right now you're probably looking at 3.75 just because the rates are a little bit higher this week and you have a lower credit score. If you have an 800 credit score, we might be able to lock you in at 3.25, 3.125.
Okay. So that's a good visual of, that percentage is small, but whenever it's a $300,000 house or however much the house is, that can make a big difference.
Yes.
So do people? Is that something that normally becomes an issue, or is that something that's normally not a big deal?
It can become an issue. I mean, we're always watching rates for people, and I have a lot of people just refinancing right now that aren't technically buying, so they don't have to lock in their rate at the moment. So every day when rates come out, I go in and I price it out for them and see if it's gotten any better, if they're ready to lock in. So it can be a big deal for sure. So your credit score is very, very important.
Okay, so it's those 2018 people that have the 5% rate that they're refinancing. I bet you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you have 5%, you need to be refinancing.
Yes, yes. So you can help with the refinancing side of this too. It doesn't
Yes.
just have to be new homes.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I really am so thankful that she was able to come and do a quick chat with us about what it looks like right now. Oh, one last question. You said interest rates, they come out daily, so they change every single day.
They can change by the minute, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So when I quote you a rate, that is good for right that second.
Okay.
Um,
That is so good to know.
yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, we are so thankful that you're here. We hope we've answered the getting started segment of getting a mortgage loan with Morgan. If you have any questions, we would love for you to send them to us. You can private message this page, my personal page, Morgan's personal page. I'm sure she wouldn't care, right?
No,
Sorry.
not at all.
Yes. And if you enjoyed this, let us know. Let us know that we did a great job in this awesome facility. We're in the studio downtown. We're so thankful that they let us chill out in here and just be able to chat with y'all about this. And we will see y'all maybe next week's Thanksgiving. We ain't seeing anybody. Next week we're gonna have our stretchy pants on and a turkey. Right?
Yes.
Will you have?
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. But maybe the week after, we'll be able to chat about what things look like during the holidays. So we are so excited to have y'all, and we will see y'all again soon.